Think about the last time you let a bad mood ruin your day. One small thing, maybe a negative comment, a delay, or an unexpected setback, triggered a chain reaction. Suddenly you were seeing problems everywhere. You weren't just frustrated about that moment, you started questioning everything. That's what happens when emotions take the driver's seat. Your mind becomes clouded, and instead of moving forward, you get stuck in the spiral of frustration and doubt. Now imagine the opposite. Think about the times when you felt unstoppable. When something went wrong, it didn't shake you. You found a way to adjust, to pivot, to keep going. That wasn't luck, that was mood control and action. Your energy was high, your thinking was clear, and instead of reacting emotionally, you responded strategically. The ability to regulate your mood is one of the greatest skills you can develop because it determines how well you navigate life's inevitable challenges. The truth is, mood is a habit. If you let external circumstances dictate how you feel, you will always be at the mercy of things beyond your control. But when you build a habit of emotional discipline, choosing focus over frustration, action over self-pity, you shift the power back to yourself. You train your mind to default to resilience instead of reaction, and that shift changes everything. One of the biggest myths is that your mood is just how you feel. In reality, mood is a reflection of what you focus on. If you focus on problems, your mood will mirror that. If you focus on solutions, your energy shifts, and so does your outlook. The question is, are you feeding your mind with thoughts that lift you up or thoughts that weigh you down? Because whatever you repeatedly think about becomes your emotional baseline. Most people wait for their mood to change before taking action. But the most successful people do the opposite. They take action to change their mood. Movement creates momentum. Instead of waiting to feel motivated, they start. And motivation follows. Instead of waiting to feel confident, they take the first step. And confidence grows from progress. Your mood doesn't have to be perfect to take action. Taking action is what improves your mood. This isn't about denying emotions or pretending to be positive all the time. It's about an understanding that emotions are signals, not dictators. Feel what you need to feel, but don't let it paralyze you. Process, adjust, and keep moving. The moment you realize you have control over your response, everything shifts. You're no longer a passive participant in your life. You're in charge. When you wake up each day, you have a choice. Will you let your mood determine your actions, or will you let your actions determine your mood? Will you wait for circumstances to dictate how you feel, or will you train yourself to respond with power, clarity, and purpose? The way you answer these questions doesn't just affect today, it defines the course of your entire life. Everything you have, everything you will ever achieve, starts in one place, your mind. It is the engine behind your decisions, the architect of your future, and the filter through which you experience the world. The difference between someone who thrives and someone who struggles isn't just luck or talent, it's how they use their mind. The person who masters their mind masters their reality. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your results. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, your life will reflect that. You will hesitate, procrastinate, and settle for less than what you're capable of. But if your mind is trained to see opportunities, to find solutions, and to push forward despite obstacles, you become unstoppable. The way you think either builds the future you want or keeps you stuck in the past. Most people never take the time to train their minds. They let distractions, negativity, and outside influences dictate their beliefs. They consume more than they create, react more than they plan, and focus on problems more than possibilities. But the most successful people think differently. They are intentional with their thoughts, disciplined with their focus, and protective of their mental energy. They understand that the mind, like any tool, must be sharpened to be effective. Training your mind starts with awareness. What do you allow into your head daily? What voices do you listen to? Are you feeding your mind with knowledge, wisdom, and strategy? Or are you letting social media, negativity, and doubt take over? What you consistently expose yourself to becomes the foundation of your mindset. If you want a powerful mind, you must be intentional about what you feed it. Your beliefs create your reality. If you believe you are capable, you will act in ways that reinforce that belief. If you believe success is possible, you will pursue it with confidence. But if you believe you are stuck, limited, or not enough, your actions will reflect that too. The mind doesn't argue with you, it simply follows the script you give it. Change your thoughts and you change your outcomes. Fear and self-doubt will always exist, but they don't have to control you. The strongest minds don't lack fear, they just refuse to let it dictate their choices. They acknowledge it, analyze it, and move forward anyway. They understand that fear is just a test of commitment, and those who push through it are the ones who succeed. Your mind has the power to turn fear into fuel, but only if you train it to do so. Every great achievement started in someone's mind before it became reality. Every breakthrough, every invention, every success story began as a thought. The people who shape the world are the ones who dare to think differently, to challenge their limits, and to believe in what seems impossible. The question is, are you using your mind as a weapon for growth or as a prison of limitation? The most valuable investment you will ever make isn't in stocks, real estate, or business. It's in your mind. The books you read, the conversations you have, the habits you build, and the way you process information determine everything else. If you want a better life, build a better mind, because once you do that, everything else will follow. Money doesn't just measure wealth, it measures discipline. It reveals how well you manage your choices, control your impulses, and plan for the future. The way you handle money isn't about how much you make, it's about how wisely you use what you have. People who build wealth don't just earn more, they master the discipline of managing, saving, and investing what they have with purpose. Most people believe money is the problem, but the real issue is habits. Someone who lacks financial discipline will struggle regardless of income. A person who spends recklessly at $40,000 a year will likely do the same at $400,000. Money magnifies behavior. It doesn't change it. The habits you build today with small amounts determine how you will handle large amounts in the future. Financial success isn't about luck, it's about consistent, intentional decisions. The biggest financial mistakes come from emotional spending. People buy based on impulse, status, or short-term pleasure rather than long-term security. They let emotions control their wallets instead of logic. True financial discipline means making choices that serve your future, not just your momentary desires. It means resisting the urge to impress others and instead focusing on what truly builds stability and freedom. Money flows to those who respect it. When you treat money carelessly, spending without tracking, ignoring savings, and neglecting investments, you signal that you are not ready for more. But when you handle money with discipline, budgeting, saving, and making strategic choices, you create an environment where wealth can grow. The most successful people don't just make money. They make their money work for them. Every dollar has a purpose, and disciplined people assign their money before they spend it. They create budgets, track their expenses, and ensure that every financial decision aligns with their goals. They understand that financial freedom isn't about deprivation, it's about control. The ability to delay gratification, to say no today so you can say yes to bigger opportunities tomorrow, is what separates those who struggle from those who thrive. The discipline of money is directly tied to the discipline of mind. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your spending. If you don't have a vision for your future, you won't have a strategy for your finances. Wealth isn't just about numbers in a bank account, it's about the mindset behind the numbers. People who build lasting financial success do so because they think long-term, make intentional choices, and refuse to let short-term pleasures derail their progress. Debt is one of the greatest indicators of financial discipline. It's easy to borrow, easy to swipe a card, easy to push responsibility into the future, but true financial strength comes from restraint, living below your means, avoiding unnecessary debt, and prioritizing financial independence over temporary satisfaction. The ability to manage debt wisely or avoid it altogether is a sign of a disciplined mind and a controlled financial strategy. Money is not the goal, freedom is. The purpose of mastering financial discipline isn't just to accumulate wealth, but to create options, security, and peace of mind. The more control you have over your money, the more control you have over your life. Every financial decision is a step toward either freedom or struggle. And the discipline you build today determines the opportunities you have tomorrow. There is a difference between reacting and responding. A reaction is immediate, emotional, and often uncontrolled. It is based on impulse rather than intention, fueled by past experiences, fears, or insecurities. A response, on the other hand, is thoughtful, measured, and rooted in awareness. It comes from a place of strength rather than weakness, clarity rather than confusion. The way you handle situations, whether you react or respond, determines the quality of your relationships, your decisions, and your life. Most people live in reaction mode. They allow external circumstances to dictate their emotions and actions. Someone says something offensive and they snap back. An unexpected challenge arises and they panic. Their energy is constantly controlled by the outside world, leaving them feeling drained, frustrated, and powerless. But those who learn to respond rather than react operate from a different level of control. They pause, assess, and choose their next move with intention. Emotional control is the foundation of responding. When you react emotionally, you hand over your power to the situation. You let anger, frustration, or fear drive your decisions instead of logic and wisdom. But when you train yourself to slow down, to observe before acting, you put yourself in a position of strength. You make decisions that serve you rather than sabotage you. Every response is a reflection of your self-mastery. The ability to respond rather than react is one of the greatest skills in leadership, business, and personal relationships. The best leaders don't make impulsive choices. They analyze situations, seek understanding, and then act with confidence. The strongest relationships thrive not because of the absence of conflict, but because of the presence of understanding. When you choose to respond with patience rather than react with emotion, you create space for solutions instead of escalating problems. Reactions are often driven by ego, while responses are driven by wisdom. When you react, you are defending, proving, or protecting something. You are operating from a need to be right, to be heard, or to be in control. But when you respond, you shift from ego to effectiveness. You focus on what actually needs to be done rather than how you feel in the moment. You prioritize the outcome over the impulse. Practicing the pause is one of the most powerful ways to transition from reacting to responding. When something triggers you, whether it's a difficult conversation, an unexpected challenge, or a moment of frustration, take a breath. Give yourself time to think before you act. Ask yourself, is my next move going to help the situation or make it worse? This simple act of pausing gives you control over your response, and control over your response gives you control over your results. Your environment will constantly test your ability to respond rather than react. People will push your buttons, life will throw challenges your way, and unexpected situations will arise. But your power isn't in controlling what happens. It's in controlling how you handle it. The world's most successful people are not those who never face adversity, but those who learn to respond to it with wisdom, strategy, and emotional discipline. Mastering this shift isn't just about improving how you deal with external situations, it's about strengthening your internal world. It's about creating a mindset where nothing can shake your peace, where challenges become lessons, and where every situation is met with clarity rather than chaos. The moment you choose to respond instead of react, you shift from being controlled by life to taking control of it.